Welcome back, everyone. It's Jerry Hall. It is April 6th, 2020, and here are some of my thoughts. Well, I'm encouraged to see that the market is holding up. I like 24-hour gains are always wonderful to see. Take 5%, 4.5% any day of the week. Hey, I wanted to kick this off, folks. This jumped out at me big time. Thank you, Crypto Dave, for posting this. This is some time ago, decade plus ago. Bill Gates was in Brussels, the country. And gets out of a limo. He's there to talk to some legislators and gets walloped in the face, you know. And I remember thinking at the time, big rich dude gets humiliated. Good for him. Well, I've really changed my context on that, folks. I'll tell you, I could take a pie to the face and probably be okay with it. I think it's an individual's choice. No, the point I wanted to get to here is that, we are facing some extremely challenging economic times. Many of us are going to have to rely on social currency, the family relationships. Some of us are going to have to rely on credit to get us through. Now, I'm a firm believer that it is credit and the misuse of credit, almost the weaponizing of credit, that has got us to the point that we are. And that Bill Gates clip with the pie in the face led me to look into this. And I remember forever, Microsoft was always a very solid company. Now, I didn't know it was this solid. There are only 2 countries in the United States at present that have a AAA credit rating. Microsoft and Johnson & Johnson are the only 2 companies in the United States that have a excellent credit worthiness. Kind of makes you go, it did me. As I ponder this, and I'm sure there are people that are going to tell me, Jerry, your thinking is flawed. And I hope they do. I hope they comment below, because if my thinking is flawed, then I want to correct my thinking. But as I see it today, based on the information that I have to deal with, as long as central banks keep their interest rate, the cost to borrow money, at or near zero, or let's put it this way, anything below 6%, then what will happen is a complete weaponizing of credit. It's too appealing for large entities to borrow at near zero or nothing cost. The mismanagement of that money. You guys remember the big the big jolt the market got when we got our new president elected? Well, one of the first things that happened were that corporations were incentivized to borrow ungodly sums of money in the form of being able to write off the interest on that borrowed funds at a rate that wasn't there before. I don't want to get into a whole political conversation, because the truth of the matter is I'm not a political person, but I am a realist. When credit can be weaponized, which it has been, and we don't, we saw that weaponization in coming out of the 2008 crisis. And it's only gotten bigger. The bomb has only gotten bigger. We haven't learned. Well, what is the answer? I don't know. I will tell you what I'm doing. I'm writing my representative in Congress, Mike Thompson. I'm writing state senators. I'm trying to make my voice heard. There needs to be fiscal responsibility. My children and my grandchildren are going to outlive me. I hope that the investment I've made in this digital asset space will put them in a position that even if the politicians, the policymakers completely ruin our country and completely ruin the world, that they will have the resources to carry on. I feel like I sound dire right there, and maybe it is, but I really think there's something bright at this, and I want to leave you on a high note. This company Ripple, I showed you that Microsoft and Johnson & Johnson are the only two publicly traded companies in the world with a AAA credit rating. Well, I'll tell you what, if this company Ripple goes public, everything that management and executive team has shown me is that they are a AAA type company. They're the kind of company that wants to exhibit the highest standards as it pertains in professionalism, but I'm also sure in fiscal responsibility. It's been several years now. They put out a market report every quarter. They didn't need to do that. There's no obligation to do that. Their transparency is a management decision, not a policy obligation. It is companies like this that I want to get behind. These are the companies I will put my vote behind. And when I say my vote, I'm talking about my dollars. That's how I vote. Sure, I vote in elections, but I also vote every single day with the products that I decide to spend my money on. And you can too. Anyway, folks, those are my thoughts for today. I hope this new week starts off bright for you despite all the madness in the world. And remember, at the end of the day, our sanity and serenity are what really matter. All the rest of the things are just stuff. Pura Vida from Costa Rica. See you next time.